Okay, Brew Wednesday everyone, O'Boyle here. Lots going on in the brew house tonight. I'm bottling and kegging porter that I've had in primary fermentation for over 2 weeks now, and a gallon of cider that I've had in a little carboy for over 2 weeks as well. But I'm also going to be making some cider / fruit wines from these ingredients here. So, a friend of mine at work told me about making a pineapple kind of wine. So I'm going to basically use pineapple juice, I think some tropical fruit juice, with some tea and some water nutrient and some yeast out of the beer that I'm actually out of the cider that I've just finished today, that I'm bottling today. And for the other one, it's basically going to be more of a cider, so apple and raspberry, maybe with a bit of blackcurrant and apple, but maybe I'll get some more juice later and top it up after the first few days when the most vigorous fermentation is complete. Fruity.
So I had quite a lot to do on my brew day because I was bottling and kegging 2 brews and putting another load of cider on to brew. Lots of sanitising. These are the posts off of my new keg, which I took off and sanitised kind of thoroughly because it's the first time I've used it. Those are all the bottles sanitised and nicely stacked up in a row. And that's my cider in the bottles. And that's my beer, my porter in keg, and a few spare bottles because of the brew length. That is basically the dregs of my porter, not trub, but the last little bits that wouldn't make up a whole glass. That's the ingredients of one of my ciders, the apple and raspberry and blackcurrant. That's the other one, the pineapple and tropical fruit one. Those are the 2 bad boys in their little demijohns, ready to go. And this is after 6 hours. You can see on the bottom of the pineapple one there, I think it must be because of the content of the pineapple juice itself. An extra layer at the bottom of it. 18 hours in, you can see that, well, you should be able to see that layer has actually gone settled to the bottom, and there's a bit more activity now. Obviously, the fermentation is kind of in full swing. Lovely cherry red colour to that raspberry one.
Cheers. So that was my brew day the other day. My ciders are fermenting away in the room next door. My pineapple cider has, yes, started coming up through the airlock. So I think I need to perfect that technique, let's say. Or not perfect it, just not screw it up every time. It was my 31st birthday the other day, a couple of days ago, and I got this nice single malt from my girlfriend's mother, Ben Romach. It's one of the ones which basically you don't see very often down in this country. It's not like Glenfiddich, Lefroy, the other single malts. I've never seen that one. Mainly that it's no good, obviously, except that I've tried it. It's gorgeous. So cheers to that. 31. So still within 10 years of being 21, but going downhill fast. I recently went to a high street shop here that sells a bit of home brewing stuff, Wilkinson's, and they picked up a few things for wine.
So that's concentrated white grape juice, pectolase, citric acid, yeast nutrient, Candon tablets, Jervin wine yeast, and Jervin.
I'm thinking about making some wine, although my girlfriend doesn't drink, crazy as that may sound. So I'm trying to do it in such a way that I don't turn into a complete raving drunk. So maybe beer bottling is the answer. I think I need to bottle in smaller quantities. but I'm thinking about how I'm going to do that. So I quite fancy the idea of 30 bottle wine kits, because they're relatively cheap and you can make a massive amount relatively cheaply and decent quality. But like I said, I don't want to end up drinking that all myself, because as you probably know, when you get into homebrew, you probably manage to make beer for like a third of the cost that it would be in the shops, but you drink 4 times as much, or at least that's what I do, because I wasn't like a massive drinker before. So just need to be careful on that sort of front, I guess. Don't want to be lost in an alcoholic haze. So my cornies came in the post. You probably saw that before, I think, in a video. My other 2 cornies, they ended up being pin locks, much to my disgust. I didn't realise when I ordered them. My fault. But I quite like the pin locks, the way they kind of attach and detach from the gas. You can't accidentally put the wrong line onto the wrong post, which people have done in the past and then got them stuck in it. But obviously, because my existing corny is a ball lock, I would have to end up like I am at the moment, changing over the lines onto the regulator all the time, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to convert my pin locks to a ball lock if I can find a kit on eBay. They seem mainly to be for sale in the US, which relates to postage charges. So unfortunately, I can't just do that. I have to keep my eye out for that. I've started updating a spreadsheet, keeping a spreadsheet for record keeping of my brewing, because I really want to be quite methodical about it, and find ways of improving the process and stuff like that. So this is a kind of video diary for me, YouTube. It's not to get famous. that's for fucking sure. So it kind of all fits into the diary sort of facet of it, keeping a spreadsheet, keeping a log of it. Started making like lots of notes, taking them downstairs to the kitchen where I'm brewing, that sort of thing. I'm going to post a review of the festival beer kit that I made the other week. It's the first beer that I've made since I got back into homebrewing, and it's really nice. I actually included that as part of my Homebrew Wednesday number 2, but that ended up being like half an hour long or something, that video, so I had to cut quite a lot out. And so I'm going to post that as a separate review. The only other thing I wanted to talk about really was about my sanitising. So, as you might have seen there, as you guys all know, there's a lot of sanitising involved in brewing, and you can be more or less careful about it, more or less kind of anal about it. Probably with better results, more consistent results, if you do it more, do it properly. It's girlfriend's home. So I really want to get some Star Sign or some other no rinse sanitizer for my brewing, because as you guys probably know, sanitising being a cornerstone of home brewing is pretty important, and it can take an age. You can get some reasonably good results without great sanitisation, but it's sort of luck of the draw, and you'll be less consistent with it. So I want to be really conscientious about it, but not take so effing long to do it. So I'm going to get some of that no-rinse sanitizer and hopefully make the whole job a little bit easier. Start off with a small amount, just make sure that it works with my sort of tap water. I'm sure it will, but that's that. So yeah, happy Homebrew Wednesday. 17. Cheers.